Tom had been dating Aurora for 4 years and was deeply in love with her. He knew that she was the one he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, but he also knew that Aurora was not yet ready to get married. Tom was determined to motivate her to marry him and start their life together. Tom and Aurora had been friends since high school, and after years of friendship, they started dating in college. Their relationship had been smooth sailing, and they had grown to become each other's confidant and support system. However, Tom had always been clear about his intentions of getting married to Aurora. He had mentioned it several times, but Aurora always brushed it off, saying she needed more time to focus on her career and personal growth. Tom knew he had to come up with a plan to motivate Aurora to marry him. He decided to take her on a surprise trip to a beautiful resort for the weekend. He had planned everything meticulously, from the activities they would do to the places they would visit. The moment they arrived at the resort, Aurora was stunned. The place was beautiful, and she could tell Tom had put a lot of effort into planning this trip. They spent the first day lounging by the pool and taking in the beautiful scenery. That evening, Tom took Aurora to a romantic candlelit dinner at the resort's rooftop restaurant. Over dinner, Tom broached the topic of marriage, telling Aurora how much he loved her and wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Aurora listened intently, but her response was still the same. She told Tom that she needed more time to think about it, and she wasn't ready to get married yet. Tom felt disheartened, but he didn't give up. The next day, he planned a fun-filled day of activities for Aurora. They went kayaking, hiking, and even took a romantic hot air balloon ride. Throughout the day, Tom kept reminding Aurora of how much he loved her and how he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. But Aurora still wasn't convinced. That evening, as they sat by the fire pit at the resort, Tom decided to try a different approach. He asked Aurora to close her eyes and think about their future together. He then began painting a vivid picture of what their life together would be like if they got married. He described the house they would live in, the children they would have, and the adventures they would go on together. He told Aurora how happy they would be and how he couldn't wait to spend the rest of his life with her.
Aurora listened intently as Tom spoke. She could feel the love and sincerity in his voice, and it touched her deeply. For the first time, she began to consider the possibility of getting married. The next morning, Tom and Aurora went for a walk along the beach. As they strolled hand in hand, Aurora turned to Tom and told him that she had been thinking about what he had said the night before. She told him that she loved him and wanted to spend the rest of her life with him. Tom was overjoyed, and he knew that he had finally motivated Aurora to marry him. They spent the rest of the day planning their future together and talking about the life they wanted to build. A few months later, Tom and Aurora got married in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by their family and friends. They exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other for the rest of their lives. As they danced their first dance as husband and wife, Tom knew that he had made the right decision in motivating Aurora to marry him. He knew that they were meant to be together, and he couldn't wait to spend the rest of his life with his beautiful wife.